All right, here we go. Please listen up. So, ladies and gentlemen, on your desk, you should have your Barron's book, of course. You need to have your scope and sequence, which looks like this. You need to have the 2 highlighters you should have picked up in class today. Now, I gave you highlighters today because, A, I hope you remember that most of you donated them to me earlier in this year, correct? As you've seen, all of the other supplies you've donated have gone straight back to my classroom, right? Color pencils, crayons, and all that stuff. Highlighters have been collected throughout the year. As you can see, it's a large amount. Even after giving it to my 157 students, I will have plenty of highlighters in my classroom. You are going to go through a lot of highlighters over the next 47 days. With that being said, at any time throughout the course of the next 7 weeks, if you need a highlighter, at any time, you are more than welcome. I will have, it won't be this big. I think we can all agree by the end of the day it's going to be much less than this. I will have highlighters available. You're more than welcome to take them. Is everyone clear on that? You gave to me. I'm giving back to you. I have the highlighters. With that being said, you're more than welcome to take like 1 or 2 at a time. Please don't take 5. That's rude. You can come back and get more. Is everyone clear on that? Okay. So for your Barron's book, ladies and gentlemen, I need you, I have just passed out a bunch of Sharpies. You are going to write, do not write Bennett. My name's Bennett. My name's Bennett. Your name's Rod. You're Devin. You're going to write Rod, like I have no other Rods, so you can just write Rod all over this. I don't have any other Devins either, so good for you. But like if you're a Katie, I got like 10,000 Katies. I don't think I have any replicas in here, do I? No, perfect. Oh, look at you. We're all individuals. How nice. So with that being said, you need to write on your book. Oh, you have 2 Nates. Hello. Nathan? Oh, God, fine. Whatever. Okay. With that being said, you need to write your name really big on the top. You also need to write your name along the borders of your book. Is everyone clear on that? It needs to be really nice. So if you just have a skinny Sharpie, like some of you do, you need to like make it dark because it's going to wear off. I'll tell you, this is my 9th year doing Barron's books. I know what I'm talking about. So on your Barron's book, you need to write it nice and big on the top, and you need to write it along all 3 sides along the book. Darken it up if you have a skinny one. You are more than welcome to write all over your white part. I don't care. I just happen to write Bennett on the top of mine. It doesn't need to be in the exact same place, but it needs to be super dark. As soon as you finish, people with Sharpies, you're going to pass it over throughout the course of the day. You will get your name on your books. Is that fair? So, while I'm giving instruction, you should be writing your name nice and clear on the top of your books, and on the sides, I will explain why we're doing this when we get there. Now, every single person, even if you're writing your name on your book, still listen. Everyone should be looking at their scope and sequence that you picked up yesterday. This is your scope and sequence. This is where all the information will be for the rest of the year. This is incredibly important that this is in a place that you will look at on a regular basis. So, there are 7 weeks to our review. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7's on the back. Our AP exam is on May 16th at 8 a.m. in the gym. It is 47 days away. Yes, 47 days away. With that being said, for week 1, we're doing period 1 and 2. By the way, on the AP exam, period 1 is only 5% of the exam. Period 2 is 15% for a grand total of 20%. Period 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all worth 20%, so it's an equal weight. Does that make sense? That's why we're doing them grouped together. With that being said, open up your Barron's book. Some of your books will agree. Some of your books will not agree with my pages. If you have the 7th edition, which is where I have, your page starts on 45. Now keep in mind, I did not force anyone to buy a specific edition. Can we agree? So your books may vary. So open it up to page 45 and see if you have this page. It says Unit 1. If it is not on that page, figure out exactly what page it is. Mine's on 45. If it's not on that page, you need to adjust your scope and sequence to reflect your book. Okay, so if yours starts on page, like I had one girl start on page 47, so you're going to write page 47. Now, If you look at your book, if you open the page, you have a blank page, which you'll appreciate later. You have what we call Unit 1 shortcut. Okay, Unit 1 shortcut is the very bare bones, absolutely simplistic. Just someone take it from Kaiser and pass it over. Okay, Unit 1 shortcut is the bare bones about Period 1. You have charts, you have simplification of content. Okay, so if you keep turning the pages, which you should be doing with me, looking at your book, you will see you will come to Unit 1, Scenic Route. Mine happens to be on page 57. Okay, so there is something called a shortcut and a scenic route. As soon as you're done with the markers, just give it to the person in the front, and they'll hold it for me. Okay, so you have a shortcut and you have a scenic route. The scenic route has way more content, so more annotations are going to be in the than in the. There we go. Do we understand the basic functions of this? So this is giving you very straight to the point, no real details, just giving you essentially a group of facts. Then you have the scenic route, which is going to go into the specifics of your content. As you can see, this entire book is broken up into your spice themes. So if you open this book throughout the course of the year, you could have filled out your spice real quick. Fun fact, by the way. Okay, so you will notice that Period 1 ends and it starts Unit 2. Unit 2 means Period 2. Unit 3 means Period 3. So then you have your shortcut again, of course. Then you go all the way through and then you'll hit your scenic route. This is how every chapter is going to be laid out. Keep in mind, for week 1, you have Unit 1 and 2, or Period 1 and 2 to do. So you are going all the way to page 115 if you have 7. Now this is what page 116, this is what page 116 looks like for me. You will notice it says Unit 3. No matter what book you have, Emerson, you should be doing that. Are you doing decorating it later? I can't. When you, no, Kylie, no, this is day 1, Kylie. When you get to the very end, you will see Unit 3. So what's going to happen, no matter what edition you have, I'm not going to care about the specific pages. I'm going to open up to Unit 3 and then work backwards. Does that make sense? When we get to Unit 4, I'm going to go to Unit 5 and work my way backwards. Is everyone clear on that? So the pages for me necessarily don't matter. It is imperative that you understand, even if your pages don't line up to my scope and sequence because you have the newer book, you have an older book, whatever it is, you're responsible to complete from Unit 1 all the way to the front page of Unit 3. Everyone's clear on that. So I don't want anyone coming out, but Miss Bennett, the scope and sequence told me to stop here. I will light you on fire if you say that to me. Is everyone clear on that? Okay, so those are the pages. We'll come back to the expectations of what to do in the book here in a few minutes, but I do want to direct your attention to vocab quizzes. Vocab quizzes are back. I'm so sorry. Some of you are so excited, then you're like, oh my God, this is our last vocab quiz of the year, and I giggled. I giggled because it's not. I'm so sorry. With that being said, it's really important that you hear what I'm going to say to you right now. On Monday, like today's Friday, Monday, you have vocab from week 2, but you're only doing the first 10 words. You only do the first 10 words. You only do the 10 first words. Then on Tuesday, we do week 4, 1 through 10. Wednesday, we do week 5, 1 through 10. So we're only doing the first 10 words of every vocab section. Thursday, you're doing week 6. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's important that you notice that from Monday, we go to week 2 to week 4, so we skip 3. And then we go from Tuesday, we go 4, 5, 6. You need to notice that sometimes it goes in order, sometimes it doesn't. If you show up to my class in 4th quarter, it's saying, oh, Bennett, I studied the wrong quiz. Can I take it later? No. There is no makeups. There is no makeups. There is no makeups. You are responsible and held accountable for the expectations of that day's classes. If you are unprepared for that day's quiz, you are unprepared for that day's quiz. You should be better. You should do better. You need to do better. So if you show up and you are unprepared for that quiz, I will never give you an opportunity to make up those points ever again. Is that clear? So you need to make sure you are following your scope and sequence and you understand what is happening on what day. Is everyone clear on that? You need these points. Vocab is important because it's important for quick recall. However, it's also important for your grades. So let's talk grades, shall we? So, let's talk about what's happening. You need to know that test day, on the back, write this down. If I'm writing, it's worth you. Test days are now Fridays. There are 35 questions. 35 question tests, and they are all AP style. They're all AP. They're not style. They're all AP questions. They are all AP questions. They are all AP questions. I literally take old AP exams and I cut them up, and then I glue them down, and then I handwrite the numbers. That's what your test is going to look like. Miss Bennett got crafty. Okay? That's what the tests look like. On Mondays, we check Friday's tests. So we have never done that in the history of 28 weeks of being together. If you wanted to look at your test, like William, for instance, this morning came in to check his test. It's always been available to anyone who wants to, but I haven't had enough time. And because I was moving so quickly and the content and the skills I was building, I didn't think it was necessarily valuable to take time away from instruction to look at a test, especially when it's not an all AP style test. But now that we are taking an all AP style test, guess what we'll be doing? We're going to be checking our answers. So A, you're going to be making notes on your Scantron, because you can't write on my test, but you can write on your Scantron for your own, own recollection and taking ownership of your mistakes. You're going to write down whether it was a content error, like you just didn't know the answer, or is it not understanding the question. That is what growth is. Understanding if it's because I didn't learn it, or is it because I didn't understand the question. Those are the types of things we're going to be looking at on Mondays. So, if you're not here on Friday, are you going to sit in a room and hear us discuss every answer? No, absolutely not. So you're going to be sitting outside. What do you think is super valuable now that we're in review? Going over our answers. So when you're absent on Friday, it's like you're absent twice. Okay? So because of that, okay, if you're absent, on a Friday, you need to make it up. Your test before you go, or Monday morning. That's it. Okay, so if you're absent, you need to take responsibility and you need to make sure that you are doing what you need to be doing to be successful. William?
Are the tests timed?
Yes, of course. So we'll get there. Let me get there. Is that fair?
Yep.
So let's talk grades. This is what your fourth quarter is going to be made up of, and this is it. You got to do now. We love do nows. They're worth 20 points still, of course. Okay, easy points. You need those points. Vocab are now 40 points. Okay, you got 4 vocab quizzes a week, 10 points a day, except for Fridays, 40 points a week. The reason why vocab is here is because you need those points. You need those points. You need those points. Because your tests are going to be 70 points. There's 35 questions times 2. Like right now you're doing you just finished 25 questions. They're worth 50 points. 25 times 2 is 50. That's how we got 50. Now there are 35 questions, so 35 times 2 is 70. That's how you get the 70. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you will have 33 minutes, and they are all AP questions. They are still timed. So, obviously the time changes because we have more questions, we have more time, but that is how much you're going to have. Okay. Then you also have your Barron's book. It is worth 150 points. Ladies and gentlemen, that is more points than everything else combined. It is worth more than everything else combined. It is worth more than everything else combined. So what is the most important thing that we do? It is due every Friday. And this is the kicker here. Absolutely. No late work accepted. Absolutely none. So this is what Fridays are going to look like. Okay, so on Fridays, your third period. On Fridays and third, in between second and third, you're going to walk in my door carrying your Barron's book. As soon as you walk into my room, cross the threshold, you're going to put your Barron's book right here on my desk in the front of the room. You're going to put it there. Then you're going to take your seat. Then you're going to start working on the bell, working on the do now. Bell's going to ring. You're going to have a couple minutes to finish your bell work. Then we're going to go over the answers for the do now. Yes? Then we're going to take everything away. You're going to collect. I'm going to collect your do now. Then you're going to take your test. Okay? While you're taking your test, all of the Barron's books are up here. So if you didn't walk in and put your Barron's book in the front, and now after the test you're like, oh, Ben, I have my Barron's book. Guess what? It's late. Guess what you get? 0. It is due the moment you walk in my room. It's not like, Bennett, can I finish for 5 minutes? Hell no. It is due the moment you walk in my room. So while you are sitting there taking your test for 33 minutes, I'm going to be sitting here grading your Barron's book. I'm going to put them in a pile. I'm going to put the pile right here, and I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to go through every single Barron's book, and I'm going to be checking it. As soon as I finish checking it, I'm going to write down your score, and I'm going to put the book back on the table. That is why your name is all over your damn book, because there's going to be a massive pile of books over here, and I need to make sure I'm giving scores to the right people, and I need to make sure you're picking up the right book. So when you drop off your test after 33 minutes, okay, you're going to grab your book from the pile because it's already been graded and recorded. You are never, ever, ever leaving your Barron's book with me, except for the 33 minutes you're testing. During that time, I'm going to check to make sure. It is my biggest priority to make sure you get those Barron's books as fast back as possible. I'm not holding on to them. There's no real downtime except during the time you're testing. When you finish with your test, you're going to grab your Barron's book, which is why you have your name written all over it, because imagine the chaos that would be if we didn't make it clear. It would be a lot of chaos. What do you got?
If you're absent, say Friday,
Okay.
and if, aside from like the testing stuff, if I go back Monday morning and take my test, do I do my Barron's book?
Your Barron's book is the day you take your test. So if you're going to be absent Friday and you take your test on Thursday, guess when your Barron's book is due? Thursday. Your book is due the moment you take it. So if you take the test early, your Barron's book is not due when you come back. It's due the moment you take the test. There is no late work on Barron's books. I've had some of my best students not bring it in. I've had some of my worst students not bring it in, and it destroys all grades evenly. In 9 years, I've been doing Barron's book. It's kind of my thing. Okay, this is how I have a 91 and 94% pass rate in 2 separate AP courses. This is what works. I know it. You're going to hate it. I'm aware. Okay, you're going to hate it. It's going to take you longer than you like. I am aware of all the complaints. I've done this for 9 years. You are not the first to suffer. However, every single year after every AP exam, I always ask, did it help? Is it worth it? And 98% of the time, every kid comes back, yes. But they make sure I know they hated every moment of it. Okay, I will tell you right now, you're going to see kids wandering this school carrying AP Push and AP Euro Barron's books. They're my kids. I don't. Neither of those teachers for those two courses do Barron's books. They have like a week and a half of review, maybe, in each of those courses. Okay, guess what they're doing now? Annotating and highlighting their Barron's book. I am not teaching you how to pass AP World. I'm teaching you how to pass any AP course or any college course. Okay? I've taught you all of the things you need to know to get to here. Now, this is the next step. A lot of you are going to be doing Barron's books for no points next year in 8 push. I guarantee you now. You're going to hate it, but it's worth it. You're going to hate it, it's worth it. You're going to hate it. I'm aware it's going to be worth it in the end. You're going to see that it makes sense. Okay? Ask any of my previous students, they will tell you they absolutely hate it. Did it make sense? Is it worth it? Yes. Okay? It works. That's why we do it. I give you a ton of points because I know it takes time. With that being said, this is going to take you longer than you think. So if you've been 2 geniuses who have been doing your Thursday assignments on Wednesdays, this isn't going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It will take you longer than you think it's going to take. Okay? Cool. You try doing it one day. Can't wait to blow up your points because, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't earn the 150 points, I'm not giving you 150 points. Now let me show you what it means to earn the 150 points. Does that work? Okay. As you can see, that these points are no joke. That if you don't earn them, what is going straight down the hole? Your grade. Okay? So, with that being said, it is important that you understand that, A, no late work. So I don't care if your mama's on the way. I don't care if your mama is in the front office with your Barron's book and that bell has rung for 3rd period. Guess what? Your mama just wasted her time because I'm not accepting that book. It has been 9 years I've been doing a Barron's book and I have never accepted a late Barron's book. Ever in my life. So do you think you're going to be the exception to the hundreds of students who have done Barron's book? You're not the exception. You are not that special. I will never allow that to occur because it ruins the integrity. Okay? With that being said, let me show you how you can earn those points. Okay? So, with your Barron's book, open up to page, what is the first start? 45? 47. 45 is the first page. 47 is when the first day you actually work. If you have 7th edition, obviously make the adjustments. Now, everything before period 1, don't read. It tells you how to use the book. I'm teaching you how to use the book right now, so don't. So, while you are doing your Barron's book, you need to highlight and annotate. And I'm going to show you exactly what to do. I'm going to go over here in a second. I'll tell you what I wrote. Okay? You need to highlight and annotate. So think about in your lifespan, how many times have you highlighted words and phrases? Bajillions, correct? How many of those words have you retained? None, pretty much, right? Because it can be an exercise in futility for sure. So with that being said, the Barron's book is successful because we process the information 3 times. The first time is by reading it. We're going to read it. Then we're going to recognize what's important and what's not. We're going to highlight only what's important. And then the third thing is the annotations. The annotations is what's seal the deal that you're actually going to retain something. Now, what's, of course, is the most annoying part. The annotations. Let's just be honest with it. So, looking at this first, looking at from here down, did I highlight the whole damn thing? No. Okay? All of this has been annotated here. Did I write the whole thing over again? I do not need a copy of the Barron's book in the column of said Barron's book. I don't want it. Do not rewrite the book. Do not rewrite the book. Do not rewrite the book. What I am asking for is for you to make shorthand, because if you just read and highlight something, we all just admitted we don't retain a damn thing from it, yes? By making a quick note of it, we will be able to process that information. So, with your highlighter, which I gifted each of you, okay, hominoid or human-like creatures appeared on Earth approximately 3 to 4 million years ago. I'm going to start highlighting now. Modern humans, Homo sapiens, evolved sometime around 200,000 years ago. According to most scholars, their birthplace was East Africa. End of highlighting. Okay, I didn't highlight everything. I highlighted what I need. Then in my column, so I've highlighted first. I think it's very realistic for you to highlight a paragraph, then annotate a paragraph. Highlight a paragraph, then annotate it. Does that make sense? Some people, and I don't like it, but you'll come up with your own. Some people do a whole chapter of highlighting and then go back and annotating. I think you're losing some content there. Does that make sense? It's better to read something and reinforce it. Read something and reinforce it. Like, for instance, on any of your sport teams, if they're teaching you a specific skill, what do you do right after? You practice. You do it again and again. So you read something that's important, then you note it down. That's how you're going to get better. Okay, so from this one statement, I'm going to write in the column, first humans 200,000 years ago. There you go. First humans 200,000 years ago. Home place, East Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, am I rewriting the sentence? Am I adding in extra information? Nope. I'm literally breaking it down, making it as easy to process as possible. Now, I will tell you that I would prefer pen. However, some people in this room are like passionate about pencils, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. I hate pencils. I think I touch a pencil like twice a year. If you have to use pencil, fine, because it makes your soul happier, fine. Just know that it makes me sad. Is that fair? Can we live with that? So Colton's now switching to pencils for the pure joy of making me sad. Perfect. Thank you, Colton. Okay, so moving forward. The period from approximately 2.5 million years ago to 5,000 or 6,000 years ago is referred to as the Stone Age. I don't care about dates like that, but I do care about Stone Age, so I'm going to highlight Stone Age. During this time, human communities took shape but remained at relatively low level of social and technological development. I do care about that, so I am going to highlight that. The principal form of social organization was kinship-based or hunting and foraging. There you go. I care about that. I don't care about after around 10,000 years ago, 8,000 BCE, during the Neolithic Revolution. I do care about that. Okay, so I hope that you see, am I highlighting every single word? Now, look at some of the bold italicized words. Am I going to highlight the word trade because it's highlighted? If you don't know what trade is by week 29 of AP World, please leave. Like, please. Like, this is too much for you. If you don't know what religion is by now, you are so lost. I don't know how you're functioning. So, with that being said, should I highlight those terms? No, because I know them. And that's how we're going through the book. Is that if you know something, don't worry, don't kill yourself about it. But if it's important, you need to know. So, from what we just did, I wrote down Stone Age, Basic Tech, and Low Social Group. As you can see, I just took what I had and simplified it. Stone Age, Basic Tech, and low social structures. And then I also have kinship group and hunting and gathering from what we just read. That's it. Am I writing full and complete sentences? Hello? Nope. Now, it is important. I just had a student actually come ask me. He was like, Bennett, is this okay? He just wrote like a massive paragraph at the top. Is that what I want? No. I want it easy to see. So, like, for instance, we haven't gotten there yet, but I have Neolithic Revolution, and in the Neolithic Revolution, all of these things changed. So I'm just going to write domesticated animals, agriculture, pastoralism, religion, I can't read that, specialization of labor, patriarchy, cities. I'm just going to list it out just like that. It makes it easier to see and process. Can we agree? Then I don't want sentences. I want it shorthand, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so when we talk about during the Neolithic Revolution, increasingly made out of metal tools, which is what it says over here. Okay, and domesticated animals. Do you see what we're doing here? Am I writing everything over again? No. I am simplifying. I am processing the information, and I'm making it easier for me to process. That is the point of it. Now, the first couple weeks of AP World, how long did your focus and spices take you? A long time. Week 27, week 28, how fast you do them? Fast. Why? You had plenty of practice. Can we agree? You're going to get better at it. Ladies and gentlemen, for week 1 and 2 especially, guess what's going to take you forever? By the time you get to week 6, period 6, guess what you're going to be doing significantly faster? It's a skill. You need to have the skill. It's important. A lot of you are going to be doing this in college because your professors are only going to talk about one thing and they have a whole thing that they're testing you on. This is how this is why all of your college textbooks have wide margins, is because you're supposed to be writing in your books. That's why they do it. This is how you're supposed to study, is by doing it this way. Now, it's going to take you longer than you think it's going to take. You need to start this weekend. You cannot wait. You cannot wait. You cannot wait. Start. What I would suggest is divide how many pages you have by how many days you got. And then I would do that. That's what I would do. I think that makes logical sense, and it's not that overwhelming. If you decide not to touch it over the weekend and you decide, I'll start Monday, you're going to have a rough week. If you decide to start Tuesday, holy moly. If you decide to start Wednesday, just quit, I guess. Thursday, dear Lord. But every year, I've got kids who stay up all night. Like, they don't go to bed working on their Barron's books. And I will be happy when I get that email from your mother or father, whoever loves you, being like, my precious baby angel did not sleep. And I will be happy to send them this video where I'm telling you, do not do that. Now, this is the type of annotations that I'm looking for. This weekend, you definitely need to start working on it. There's two things that at any moment I will be happy to tell you if it's okay. You are more than welcome at any time to take highlighters. I will have them for you. You can help yourself. Don't be rude. Take 1 or 2. You don't need 12 at a time. Can we agree? Second thing is that at any time in the middle of like passing class, at the very beginning of class, where I'm just kind of wandering around waiting for people to finish their do-notes, I am more than happy to look at your Barron's book and tell you if you're writing too little or too much. I will tell you if you're writing too much. I will tell you if you're writing too much, because the goal is not to rewrite the Barron's book. They did a good job the first time. They don't need your help. The goal is for you to quickly annotate and process the information and move on. Is everyone clear on that expectation? This is going to take you longer than you think, but you will get faster at it. It will get better. So, this is your Barron's book. It is worth 150 points a week. This is the meat and the potatoes of our AP course. It is a lot of work. It is every single year. My kids tell me every single year it was of great value. It will help. It is the foundation. With that being said, I will never, ever give you time in class to complete it. It is entirely on your own. I will never give you time in class to complete it. So what are we doing in class? Give me a second, Payne. So I have over here, this is our rough schedule. You don't have to write this down, but if you want to, you can. So on Mondays, we have a vocab quiz. We have a do now vocab quiz. We're going to do a test check. Now, this Monday, do we have a test check? No. But every other Monday we will. And then we talk about the major events of the period, like what is happening in period 1, period 2, and all that stuff. We have a conversation. Now, I've been a very high school teacher with you to this point. Week 28, you come in, I'm teaching you skills, I'm standing here saying, write this down. That's over. I'm going to be a college professor for the next 47 days. Okay, kind of. You still need a little bit of help, but that's fine. So what's going to happen is when you come into my class, I want you to come in with whatever I'm teaching that week. So if I'm teaching period 1 and 2, I want you to have your focus, spice, and your notes from period 1 and 2. If I'm teaching period 6, what do I want? Period 6 stuff. Does that make sense? So what's going to happen is that in class, I still want you to bring your notebook to class. And on the top of your notebook, every Monday, I'm going to tell you, right, period 1 and 2 review. Now, in class, am I going to say, write this down? No. But if I'm covering something, like for instance, on Tuesdays, we do people and we do events. So on Tuesdays, I'm going to say, okay, Julius Caesar was known as a man who is loved by his soldiers, and because of that, he is going to overthrow government in his name. Give me another leader from history like that. Those are the types of, Alexander the Great, what do you got?
I was going to say Hitler.
Hitler, absolutely, absolutely. What do you got? Napoleon would totally work. Napoleon is the quintessential perfect example.
Mussolini.
No, Mussolini, he was a newspaper. He's not a military man. He likes to dance in his little uniform, but he's not really what you call good. That's the type of things we're going to be talking about. I'm up here asking questions, and I'm making connections. I am not teaching. It is conversation-based. So if I'm talking about something and you have no idea what the hell it is, you need to take that ownership at that time and say, oh, shit, I need to write this down. So, am I standing up here lecturing? Hell no. So excited. That ended on Wednesday. However, it is still going to be higher level, where we're going to be making connections between events and talking about events, where you need to take ownership of what you do and don't know, which means you have to show up prepared. Because when I'm talking about, we're talking about themes on Thursdays. So I'm going to say, cool, give me 2 huge social themes for period 2. You can't just sit there and say, well, shit, I don't know. You have to come up with something, which means you have to be prepared, which means you have to be doing your job, which means you better be thinking. These are the types of conversations we're going to have. If you think I'm going to stand up here and kill myself trying to re-lecture everything I've taught you over 28 weeks in 7 weeks, you're out of your mind. Because it killed me doing it the first time in a week. I'm not doing it in 7. What do you got?
So our test is going to be on the Barron's book on information.
It's on everything. It's on everything. If you show up, you have a pulse, and you do your Barron's book, all that information's there. Your test on Friday of next week is only on questions from period 1 and period 2. Okay, so next week is period 3. The AP questions are all AP questions. I literally took old AP exams, and I sat there with my scissors and my glue, and I cut out the questions, and I glued them on a piece of paper, and you're going to see I hand wrote the numbers that correlated with it. Like, they are, like Miss Bennett in scrapbooking. Like, everything is, like, all cut out and carved because they're all AP tests and I'm now using for this. Does that make sense? So, that is why it is so important that you come to class being prepared. You do your job, which is do your Barron's book, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. You have vocab, and those vocab is really to pull up your brain. Because your tests are going to be hard. Your tests are going to be hard. Your tests are going to be hard, and that's what the vocab is there for. Okay? So, it is going to take you longer than you think to do your Barron's book. Okay? But every single year, my kids tell me it is worth it after they see the AP exam, and they're like, I get it now. Now, I will tell you, I am very good at picking out scores. Every year, I have a couple surprises of scores. I am never wrong on my 5s. I have 4 kids who I know who could sit down today and get a 5 on that exam out of 157 kids. So, do you think you're one of them? Probably not, if there's 4 out of 157. For my 4s, I've really sat down and thought about it. I probably have about a good 20, 25 4s at this moment. Okay? And for my 3s and my 2s, I have probably about a good 62s, which means most of my people are in their 2s and the 3s, right? We're looking at just straight up math, which you know hurts me. Most of my people are in my 2s and my 3s, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm not freaking out right now. What I'm telling you is a majority of my people, which means if you're looking at the numbers, it's probably you, more than average, okay, need this Barron's book to pass this test. You need to clean up your details. Who here got better as the year went by? Every single person should have their hand up. You all kind of really sucked at the beginning, and now you're doing really, really great, whether you see it or not in your scores, okay, because your test got harder as the year progressed. Think back if I showed you period 1 test from week 3. You guys would be like, oh my God, this is so cute. Okay? With that being said, every single person in this room has improved. However, does that mean you've lost things in the beginning of the year?
Yeah.
Did you miss things? Yes. So even my 5s have things to gain from this Barron's book. But my 2s and my 3s, which is most of my people, this is for you. This is what you need. So if you think a 40 is a great score on a test, like that's a good score for you because you've been lower than that most of the time, this is for you. This Barron's book, which means if you take it seriously and you do what I tell you to do and you come to class and you think with me and you try for the next 47 days, 47, and then you never have to see me again unless you're stuck with me for 80 seconds. If you work for me for 47 days, I can get you to that 3, and some of those 3s I can bump to 4s. Some of those 4s, just getting a 5 on an AP World exam is incredibly hard. You just walk and breathe content. Like if you look up there, most of those kids are AP Psych. AP Psych, it's easy to get a 5. It's not easy, but like my kids get like a lot of 5s. AP World is not that many of them. You just have to know your shit backwards and forwards and just like make all these connections and like it literally has to like shine rainbows off your paper to get a 5 in AP World. I have kids who do it. You've seen names up there. It happens, but it's really hard. So if you're like, I gotta get a 5 on this exam, this is for you. This is for 4s. This is for 3s, and this is the 2. Because on July 6th, when you get that group chat message, did you pass? You worked too damn hard not to pass. Can we agree? So, 47 days, you're done. Grind it out. Get the job done. Plan accordingly. It is going to take you longer than you think, but I will tell you, I'm setting you up for success. I am working my butt off. You will see class is totally different. When you come in, there is no PowerPoint. None. PowerPoint's dead. Oh, there is a PowerPoint for you to do now, but I think we can understand that, right? Like, it's just words on the thing. But that's it. Like, we're having conversations. You guys are taking notes. We're going to do kind of group kind of-ish activities. If you could imagine what that looks like. I can't. It's not really my thing, but I try. It's a lot of high-level stuff, and we work very hard, but you only have 47 days. That includes weekends, people. So, it's coming. How do we feel? Are we excited?
No.
In 47 days, though, it's over. What do you got?
So we're like, you only need to bring in the stuff from that first one.
Yes, but as we go. So, like this week, Monday we start period 1 and 2. So when I teach 1 and 2, we take a test on Friday. That following Monday, guess what I'm going to be making sure we're making connections between 1, 2, and 3. So once I finish teaching 3, what am I going to make sure I'm doing? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to be making those connections. Because AP World is all about the connections. It's the synthesis that gets you your 4s, your 5s, and your passing. Right? That's what I'm doing in class is the synthesis. Over and over and over again in all different ways. And it's been successful. I mean, I have a 94. I'm the top 5% teachers in the nation. Huh? Yeah, I'm the one who doesn't, yes, I'm the highest in the county, straight up. I'm also, there's other teachers who tell kids you're not allowed to take the test. So they have a class of like 50 kids and they only let 20 kids take it. Some people do it. I don't do it. I have some kids, and I will tell you this, I have some kids who showed up who, in the beginning of the year, and just like, one girl only spoke Portuguese. Oh my God. But she got a 2 on my exam, and I literally cried. And when I saw her at school the first time, after that, I gave her the big hug, and I was just so excited, like she got a freaking 10 on my exam. Because my girl rocked. She crushed it. She got a freaking 2, man. And she didn't even speak my language. That's insane! It was so fun. But, I mean, there's some people do shady shit. I do not do shady shit. Every single person in this room will sit down and take that exam. Because, frankly, you earned it. And, frankly, I want to see. Because I think every kid matters. And so, we'll see. What?
See here on the scope and sequence, we end on a writing week.
Yeah.
So how's that gonna work?
Well, do you think it's going to be super hard for you? Do you think it's going to be pretty light there?
Because I'm wondering about like what essays are gonna look like that week, considering it's gonna be that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Is all AP week.
or not even that it's all AP week. Are we gonna have essays on Wednesday?
No. Hi. Oh my God. Hello. At the end of the day, I care about my exam. That is actually the first week of AP week. I'm not even counting the 4 days before. Because your exam's on Thursday. I'm not even counting those 3 days before. You'll see. Hi. Do you think I'm setting myself up for failure? Do you think I'm going to burn you out so you can't even like show up to an exam correctly? No, absolutely not. That is not how it is.
We're gonna taper, right?
Huh?
We're gonna taper.
Oh, absolutely, man. We are straight up tapering. We are going to cruise right in. It's going to. Please have faith in me that I know what I'm doing. Like, I know what I'm doing, honestly. Like, you will feel keyed up and ready to go, especially after 2 mock exams. You'll be like, I'm ready for this shit to be done. Let's crush it and move our lives forward. And that's how it all feels. What do you got, Anderson?
So 1 week we have a Monday off, and then we have the SAT, the 1 period.
Oh, I'm well aware. That's, we just cut off whatever it is. Yeah, I mean, that sucks.
No one comes to school that day.
We
Like,
only
what's the
have
rule?
first period for 10 minutes, and then we have 35 minutes of 8, because you stay in for 4 hours.
And who's taking it? Sophomore?
Just 11 periods.
So that means
Everyone
that-
else has
So, I mean, that
No
would
one will
be,
coming in.
no one will be coming in, which is fine. If you're here, and I mean, if you're here, you would just sit there and do a Barron's book, like grind out and get it done, or you can just stay home. I don't care, but you still have a test that Friday. Like, I understand that, like Plant has things going on, you have things going on, I get it, but we're going to stick to the schedule, because if we start slipping, and that's why I do not accept late work on Barron's book, because if you fall behind on period 1 and 2, what the hell is 6 going to look like? You're not going to finish by the time we review, and that's why it's such a hard stop of absolutely no late work, because it's just a slippery slope. Does that make sense? So it's not me being a soul crusher and trying to just destroy you. It's me trying to hold us to a schedule that we have to maintain in order to be prepared. So those weeks that we have things pop up, then just like how we do in normal, we'll compensate as much as we can, but we got to keep moving forward because we have 47 days. We have 47 days. And then on that 47th day, I'm on a cruise, drinking a pina colada, leaving Tampa behind. Bye-bye. Literally, you guys walk out at noon. I'll be going on a boat at 4. 47 days. We can do this. Goodbye. What? I have no idea when it is. I can figure it out for you, but I don't know. It's that following week, though.
Sorry. Have a nice day, Miss Bennett.
Bye, sweetie. Have a